Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel at Modern Maternity. So it's definitely been a little while since I last talked to you guys and gave you an update. First, I want to say happy National Infertility Awareness Week. It's always for a week in April, and this just so happens to be the week. I actually have quite a bit to catch you all up with. So let me get started. So last time I talked to you, it looked like the pregnancy was ending in a biochemical pregnancy or early miscarriage. And yes, so that's what happened. On my my fourth beta, my numbers weren't rising properly. So my doctor had me stop all meds, and then it was just pretty much like sit and wait and see. He was having me come in for a beta pretty much at that point every week, just to make sure that the pregnancy was dissolving itself and that it wasn't another ectopic pregnancy. So my numbers did go down to 0, and actually my last beta was, I believe, like right when I got my period. Or no, I'm sorry, it was before I got my period. So I ended up getting my period, and literally 2 days later was my consult with my doctor because we were just trying to figure out what to do next. I don't know if you guys all knew this, but I do have another frozen embryo, and things look really good with this frozen embryo. It is a 6-day blastocyst, but the doctor didn't seem to have any issues with that. It's the highest rate of embryo we've had since our son. It's a 4AA, and everything looks really good with it. So, we've had 7 failed transfers after our first success baby from our IVF number 1. So, I don't know what to think at this point. I'm just so numb from things not working out because we've had 7 failed transfers, that I'm just at this point, obviously I would be overjoyed if it worked out. But if it doesn't, I've come to an acceptance that, one child is gonna be our fate, and that's fine. I don't know if we want to entertain at this point anything else as far as egg donor or embryo donation. I think we need a lot more time to think about that, but I want to cross this bridge first because I want to give this final embryo a chance. Obviously, it's our final chance, at least with our own DNA, and I don't think we're gonna go the route of using a donor or anything. So that being said, I'm really excited. The doctor is pretty much just keeping my protocol the same. It's way more chill with a frozen embryo transfer, and I haven't had one in a long time. The last frozen embryo transfer was, I guess it actually was December last year, so it hasn't been, no, I'm sorry, it was November last year. So it hasn't been that long, but this doctor runs things a little bit differently than the one that I had gone to last year. So yeah, I went in for my ultrasound and blood work last Wednesday. Oh no, I'm sorry, last Thursday. I had the consult last Wednesday, and then he had me come in for my blood work and ultrasound the next day. And everything looked good. So I got to start my estrogen shots the next day. So I'm on 2 estrogen shots a week, Mondays and Fridays, 0.3 ml. And then I go in for my final ultrasound before the transfer 3 weeks from yesterday's. And if everything looks well from there, I'll start progesterone shots the next evening. And then I'll also be interchanging with progesterone compounded suppositories. And then that day as well, on that ultrasound a week before my transfer, everything looks good. I'm bringing in my intralipids, so we're gonna do intralipid infusion again because I took that test and my natural killer cells were on the higher side. So he always does intralipids for patients whose killer cells are on the high side, which is anything over 10%, and I had a 14. So yeah, just as a precaution. And then I've set up the acupuncturist again. I asked him like, hey, do you think I should do it again? And he's like, well, you know, it relaxes you. And I think it's, you know, I'm like, you know, it's our final try. I'm just going to do it again. I did feel like it relaxed my body, got my brain into a good mindset, and it was good just to like relax for almost an hour after the transfer with the acupuncture. So I'm trying to do all the things. If anything helps, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do that. And then, yeah, I'm going to be on the Lovenox protocol. I'm going to be doing 40 milligrams of Lovenox starting on the embryo transfer evening. Those are fun. Those, you know, they're not terrible, but they go in your stomach like every single day starting on the transfer day. And they do burn a little bit, so it's just like kind of like, okay, just getting used to that uncomfortable feeling of the burning sensation from the actual blood thinner medication. That's what it is. The Lovenox is blood thinner. And it's supposed to help, supposedly, with preventing miscarriage. So I'm definitely all about that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm, you know, doing the estrogen shots, progesterone on in about 3 weeks, and then I'll be doing the Lovenox protocol on the night of my transfer. And then it's just hoping and praying and crossing fingers from there. I'll have my beta 6 days after my embryo transfer, and then another beta 8 days after that. So yeah, I wasn't even sure I really wanted to transfer in this next cycle, but just how things are working out with like trips and things coming up in the summer. And just, I don't know, I just want to have like closure with it. If it's like, if I'm going to have another baby, I just want it to happen right now. If it's not going to happen, then I just, you know, I just want to like move on and get on with my life the way it is. Maybe get a cat that's hypoallergenic. If anybody knows a cat that's the best. I've heard that like Russian blue cats and Bengalese cats. And what was the other cat that's supposedly hypoallergenic? Because I have allergies, so I can't do anything with too much, any cats with too much dander. We had dogs before. We had some Shih Tzus, but unfortunately they passed away. And I wasn't bothered by them at all. But, you know, having a toddler, I don't think we have the time and patience to take care of a dog, whereas cats are a little more self-sufficient. And anyway, sorry, I'm on a tangent with that. But yeah, so I just was like, I think I just want to go ahead and do it. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And, you know, obviously I'm not getting any younger. My husband's not getting any younger. So if we're going to have another baby, I just want to do it now. And then if it doesn't work out, you know, we could just like move on with our lives at that point. So thank you all for being here in my final journey. You know, luckily from this last egg retrieval, we did have the 2 embryos that were viable to transfer. We tested them and they were genetically normal. The last one, even though it was genetically normal, didn't work out. I got pregnant for a little while. And that's why I was diagnosed a biochemical pregnancy. But things, you know, even though it comes back genetically normal, the PGS test can't test for everything. So at least that's what I was told and what I've researched. So, you know, it just ended up not working out on its own. I had high hopes for it because I did technically get pregnant, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So hoping and praying for this next one. And thank you all for being with me on my journey through all this. Like I said, happy National Infertility Awareness Week. You know, it's crazy how infertility, especially back in the day when I was born at least, it was such a taboo thing. And I'm just really happy that now with social media and just more information being out there that it's not taboo anymore. And people are talking about using infertility treatments to be able to have a baby and all the different ways that you can have a family. So I think it's amazing, and I'm glad that people are just really open with it, especially now with the DNA test being out there. You pretty much have to be. So yeah, I have a whole other side of the story with that, but I will save that for later. Anyways, thanks guys. Follow me on Instagram under @modernmaternity, and I will be updating you again on this frozen embryo transfer, last and final frozen embryo transfer. Talk to you later. Bye.